Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane and today I'm going to be showing you my sketchbook tour. Today's sketchbook tour is a compilation of sketches that I did from August to October. I started this sketchbook on August 15th and I finished it yesterday in October 30th, so that makes this sketchbook a compilation of sketches from 1.5 months. So let's begin. One thing that I will like to note with this sketchbook is that I started this sketchbook differently from what I usually do with my other sketchbooks. Usually what I do is I start from the first page and then move until the last page. But with this one, I actually started my sketchbook here, which is unusual for me, but I was trying to follow the advice of many people who say to start your sketchbooks in the middle so that you don't feel like you need to perform amazingly and just impress with your first drawing in the first page. But the way we're going to look at it is, like this, just from the first page until the last one. Anyway, so let's begin. The first page that you see here, I did this one actually the last day that I drew anything in this sketchbook. And it's just a welcome to everybody who is watching this video or everybody who just wants to see my sketchbook in real life. And it just says, "Welcome mortals." It's my little avatar me and just a drawing of myself, a little bit more of a realistic version of myself. Then I drew this. I don't know when I drew this, I didn't put dates on any of these drawings. But this was just one study that I did of a guy's face and I just sketched it with my pencil. Then I drew this girl, which I actually really like how she turned out. I just drew her from my imagination and I really liked just adding a bit of a mask in her face just because of the times that we're all living in this year. And I really like her outfit. It's just like a cardigan and it's buttoned up with just one button and everything else is just like a nice little skirt. And this is just another outfit. I definitely really like and love her hair color. I wish I could pull off a hair color like hers. I also drew this one. This one was actually inspired by like 50s or 60s style of illustration and I was just testing my colors to see if I could achieve something like that. I really like how it turned out. It's nothing too special, just a portrait drawing that I took. I took the reference photo from Pinterest and that was just a nice exercise that I did. This is one of my favorite drawings from this sketchbook. It's a succubus and I actually didn't know what a succubus was before I drew this. And so I investigated what it was and then drew this character. And I feel like I should definitely digitalize it because I like how it turned out and I just really like to draw demons. So yeah, I really like her sexy outfit and all that. This is an inked sketch that I did. I tried to only use my pens and not use any pencils so that I would just work on my confidence with my lines. And because it looked so simple, I added this like red line here. But it still looks kind of just bland to me. But it was a good exercise. This is a sketch that I did from a picture that I took with my boyfriend and we were just taking a nice little swim in the pool and I took this picture of both of us and I like how we both have this like really naughty and devilish look in our faces, so I tried to convey that in this drawing. Expressions are really hard to draw, guys. This is also one of my favorite sketches from this sketchbook. I started it off with pencil and then I inked it and I erased all of my pencil strokes and she's just saying kawaii, which means cute in Japanese, and I said that because I think she looks so cute. This is like one of the ugliest pages of the sketchbook and it's just me playing around with the markers and just passing time and trying not to get bored. I don't really remember what I was doing when I drew this, but I remember I was pretty bored and I was just doodling here and there. My favorite thing from this page is this blueberry that's feeling really blue and just being sad. And this dog with the glasses on for sure. This one's gonna be hard to see, but it was just me trying to visualize an idea that I had in my head of a girl and her pet dog walking to this gigantic forest, and she's just saying, "We have a long road ahead of us, buddy." And yeah, that's how it turned out. It's made with pencil, so it's hard to read, but I hope you guys can see it properly. This is an exercise I did without using pencils and only using my micron pens, and I was just testing each one of the thickness of the tips of the pens, just to see how different like a Pigma Micron 005 is from the 08. And this is taken from a photo of myself, and none of these sketches look like me. Maybe this one's the closest one, but yeah, I like how you can see a difference not only in the thickness of the pen, but also in the way I drew each illustration of myself, and just trying to also work on my confidence with the pens. This is, well, these are 3 drawings that I drew while hearing some music from, I can't remember his name. I think his name is Phineas. He is Billie Eilish's brother, and he's also a musician. I don't think he's that well known, but he has some really nice music videos where he's dancing, so I tried to draw one of them here with colors and just his like blocked out shape or figure, and this is just him in different videos as well, and I liked his outfits, so I just drew him with his outfits. And in here he's saying, "Let's fall in love." I think that's the title of one of the songs. This is just like a character that I drew on the spot. Nothing that I'm going to draw again probably, but just a good exercise for expressions. This is a pencil sketch that I did that I actually want to digitalize so bad. Maybe I'm going to do that soon, and if I do before I publish this video, I'm going to try and publish the digital version here. But if I don't, it's probably on my Instagram by now, hopefully. This is a sketch that I did, and I was inspired by a music video that I was watching from Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga, and I just really liked the outfits from the video, not necessarily the song that much, and so I just wanted to take inspiration from that and draw this. These are my babies from my comic book, Drive Me Crazy. This is Ada and this is Danica, and if you guys haven't read my comic yet, you really are missing out. You should read it. It's pretty good. It's a drama / romance, and I just think that you should just give it a go. Anyway, here Ada is saying, "Look, Danica, we made it into this notebook," because I haven't really drawn them traditionally all that much, so I really wanted to draw them traditionally for this one. This is another exercise that I did. I was just trying to draw not necessarily expressions, but just a different style. It's good to sometimes step out of our comfort zone, and I've always loved manga, so I really like doing these like faces, manga inspired faces, and I just colored each one of the hairs differently so it would look cuter. So yeah, I just used a pencil and my colors. This is a nice little sketch that I did while waiting for my boyfriend at the barber shop. I was just trying to pass time, and so I drew this girl. I used my pencil, I used my micron pens, I used my colors. I basically used everything I had at my disposal there and just drew this in like, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes. It was really fun. And I really like the way she's just moving her dress. Fabric is kind of hard for me to draw. This is another one of my favorite sketches from the sketchbook because I tried to only use 2 colors, which is pink and blue, and just tried to play with the lights a lot with this drawing and just trying to render it as much as possible, even though I'm not very good at rendering things with color. And then I blocked out some shapes with my Sharpie because I always love to add blacks to my drawings here, and as you can see here as well. Then we have this drawing that I did for October, for Inktober. I didn't really participate in Inktober, but I just liked to post one drawing for my personal Instagram for Inktober. just because I was in the mood for drawing a skull head with some clothes on him, and that's what I did. This is a drawing that I did inspired from a picture that I saw on Instagram. I did it really fast. I was more inspired by the song I was listening to while I drew this, and I wasn't worrying about it being too perfect. I was just trying to like be meditative and just enjoy the process of whatever happened. And these are the lyrics from the song that I was listening to from a singer that I really like. Her name is Svedalisa, and I really recommend her. Well, this is the first drawing that I did in this sketchbook, and at first my idea for this sketchbook was to only do this really like detailed and intricate portraits, but I slowly realized as I was drawing in different pages of the sketchbook that I just really wanted to enjoy the sketchbook and not really worry about just making everything perfect for like, you know, showing it off to people. So yeah, that's what ended up happening, but I really like how this one turned out. I think she looks really pretty. This is a pencil drawing that I did inspired by a dream that I had about this like girl who is a princess, but she doesn't know she's a princess, and in my dream she was going to be assassinated, but because she faints, the assassin thinks he killed her, but she isn't actually dead. And then she walks towards this like castle and she sees a photo of herself, and then she's like, oh, what the hell, I'm actually a princess, what's going on? And that was sort of the way my dream went about. I don't know if that makes any sense, but hopefully you understood what I just said. But yeah, that was my dream, and I just drew that so that I could remember my dream. This is a drawing from my baby Meloria. She's my favorite OC, and I actually digitalized this drawing. I'm going to put it here so you guys can see it. The digital version of this looks very different from this traditional version, but I don't really mind because I just like how she looks a bit more playful in the digital version, and I just wanted to showcase her powers as a demon because I'm always saying that she's a demon, but she just doesn't appear as one, only because I don't know, I feel like she needs to show her powers or something like that, because the horns are not enough for me to show that she's a demon. So that's what I did with the digital version. This is an inked drawing that I did with my micron pens and not using any pencil to try and work on my confidence, and just it looks a bit disproportionate because of that reason, but I don't mind because it really helped me work on that damn confidence for my lines. And it's a drawing of Lilith, the first wife of Adam, I don't know, from the Bible, you know, that gal. Anyway, yeah, I drew her. This is a pretty well-known photo of Lilith that I used for reference. I'm going to apply it here in the video so you guys can see which photo I'm talking about, and I really like how she turned out. I should probably digitalize this as well. This is just a study that I did of a 70s guy and just different poses that I don't usually draw, and I also don't usually draw guys, so I really wanted to try and work on that. And I used some of my markers to outline the shapes and my colors to make the page look a little bit prettier. This is a drawing that I did of a cove. I drew this while at the place that I was at, and this was just like a protected area in the Riviera Maya, and it was just a very nice beach. I didn't really have much inspiration as to what to draw, so I tried to take inspiration from what I was seeing at that moment, and that's what I drew. It's very simple, but I actually really like it. This is yet another background. I don't usually draw backgrounds, but I guess I was in the zone for backgrounds. And I tried to use this page to work on my perspective and also add a nice colorful sunset in the background. So this is supposed to be like a street in a city, and then it leads to the mountains, and in the mountains there's the sunset. And yeah, I like this exercise page. There's not much to say about it other than I really need to work more on my perspective for sure, but I like how it turned out. This drawing was made while I was listening to a lot of FKA Twigs, and I was hearing her song Cellophane, which is my favorite song from her, And I looked her up on Pinterest to see if she had any cool outfits or photos that I could reference for a drawing, and this is what I came up with. And I really like the full-on black outfit that she's sporting here. I think she's very interesting and a very unique kind of beauty, so I wanted to capture that, and I hopefully did that with this drawing. That same day, I just tried to sketch a bit more of just people on Pinterest, and I did this pose to try and work on a different pose that I wouldn't usually draw, which is this one, because I don't usually do anything like this, so that's a good exercise always. And I really liked her shoes, so I wanted to draw them as well. And this is just a random girl. There's nothing like too special about it, honestly. This is another sketch that I did while on Pinterest, and I just do these kinds of sketches to just work on my art skills and just build up my image memory file in my head to be able to draw more accurately in the future, hopefully. This is a drawing that I made for an ASMR video for my ASMR channel, and yeah, I just grabbed one reference from Pinterest, of course, like always, and I colored it for that ASMR video to relax some folks and just have a good relaxing time myself. This one's kind of funny, and it doesn't look very much like any of the other drawings in the sketchbook, and it's it's a burrito and he's snorkeling. And the reason why I drew this is because I was at a restaurant with my boyfriend having breakfast. I didn't really know what to draw, but I really wanted to draw, so the name of the restaurant we were at is called Nauti Burro, which is like nautical and burrito, so I just made a nautical burrito snorkeling. Yeah, that was my thought process, and I know it's kind of dumb, but it worked for me. I don't really mind. This is another sketch that I did. The reference was taken from Pinterest, and it's just a nice guy in his underwear grabbing a blankie, just something random that, again, I wouldn't usually draw, but I wanted to work on that, and I wanted to work on my line confidence again with my micron pens. And I was also trying to do this kind of weird shading with the pens, but I didn't end up liking it, so I just added it to a few parts of the drawing. This is one of the last sketches that I did in this sketchbook, and it was a sketch that I was drawing while at a family dinner because I was really bored, and that's what came of it. Just a nice little girl in a weird pose that I don't usually draw. And this is just me trying to, work on them poses that are so hard to make sometimes. This is another sketch that I did on the last days of this sketchbook, and the reason why I really like it is because even though it looks kind of weird and the proportions are not correct, I made it fully without using my pencils. I was just using my pens, my Sharpie, and a black marker, and I really liked the face of this girl in the reference. She had a very unique face to her. Her nose was very different from what I usually draw, and I wanted to exaggerate that nose and just try and make her look just slightly cartoonish and exaggerate it, but still capturing her unique and sensual beauty. Just a weird kind of face, but a lovely, beautiful face nevertheless. Alright, this is just a sketch that I did. I don't really like it, so we're just gonna go past it. This is again one of the last sketches that I did on this sketchbook, and I was doing it while we were hanging out with some friends. I just felt like I really needed to draw something, so I drew this, and they all really seemed to like it, which was kind of funny. And then they all started to look at this sketchbook collectively, and I was feeling very shy about it, so yeah. But I really like how it turned out, and I'm thinking about digitalizing it as well. This was one of the earlier drawings that I did in this sketchbook, and it's just a study of a reference from Pinterest. This one is not fully made with just pens. I used a pencil base to be able to draw it properly, and then I went over it with my micron pens. This drawing was done the same day that I drew this girl. And again, it was just a reference that I saw while I was with my friends, I was just feeling inspired to draw, so I did this, and I like the pastel colors from it. And this is the last page of my sketchbook, and it is the last drawing actually that I ever did on this sketchbook. And it's me, because now I have pink hair on my ends of the hair, on the ends of my hair, and it just says the end and the date when I drew this. And it's a coffee mug if you're wondering. And yeah, that's it. That's the sketchbook tour. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope that it was amusing or entertaining or even educational for you guys. Hope you're having a nice and wonderful day, night, or afternoon, and I'll be seeing you very soon. Well guys, if you made it this far into the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for that. And also, I wanted to ask you to like this video if you liked it, or subscribe to this channel if you loved it. But without further ado, I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.